Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Poppin' It's D. About to react to this video by Black T Blog. This is Amber Rose reveals Kanye West was insecure that Nicki Minaj washed him on Monster. Full breakdown. Interesting. I don't know why he would be upset though. She washed everybody on that song. So you're not alone, Kanye. Jay-Z also got washed. Rick Ross also washed. So, join the club. It's fine. You'll be okay. But yeah, let's see this breakdown though. Let's watch.
What's good, you guys? Welcome back to
really
the channel
cute.
and to a Black Tea Blog
Is this like
short. So let's get into this Nicki Minaj, Kanye West drama and how Amber Rose has come out to say and corroborate that Kanye West is tired of Nicki Minaj washing him on songs. So this is why Kanye may be acting like a clown, allegedly. Now you guys know there has been a lot of drama between Nicki Minaj and Kanye West. It could have something to do with the fact that Nicki Minaj, during her set at Essence Festival, did allude to the fact that Kanye West was a clown. Now, while people thought this was due to his collaboration with Cardi B, I told you guys in my video that it had nothing to do with that, but more so that Kanye West has a very strong ego, and anytime somebody is able to kind of outshine that ego, he does get PTSD, allegedly, in my opinion. Talk about us. And so I wanted to talk about this. I've seen a lot of people running with these false stories, but you guys know we are here with the truth when it comes to Nicki Minaj. Go ahead and check out what Amber Rose had to say.
You've A&R'd for Ye.
Absolutely.
You've A&R'd for
I put
Wick.
Nicki on Monster.
You could just stop there. You
Right.
can stop
You
there,
put
right?
Nicki on Monster?
I put Nicki on Monster. He didn't know who Nicki was back then.
So you
I
told
had
him
Nicki
about
pull up
Nicki.
to the studio and I put her on Monster.
Because you guys were, I think you.
I just think that's an odd choice of words. To say you informed him of Nicki Minaj is one thing, but to say you put her on the song is another thing. It's like, oh, you behind the scenes pulling strings and dictating who gets on Kanye West's songs?
And you guys were super close at that particular time.
Right, but she was still coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
And
was.
I saw her in the studio and I said, oh my God, this is hell. And then I went back to Kanye and I was like, you need to get this girl Nicki on Monster. And he was like, who? What? No, I'm not. No. And I said, just let her pull up. What's it gonna hurt?
She did it.
So he didn't listen to anything that she had done. She just pulled up and like with that verse.
Well, she pulled up and we all had a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
She heard the song and then she came back the next day with the verse.
And he almost wanted to take the verse off.
Because it was too good.
It was too good.
Yeah, he told me that the same day. He's like, how the you bringing a that killed me on my own song?
So as you guys see, there are actually a lot of blogs trying to run this story that Kanye West actually was speaking to Jay-Z and Jay-Z was the one who told Nicki. But if you guys don't know, this is actually not true. And to be quite honest, Nicki Minaj also said herself that Amber Rose had to convince Kanye West. On top of that, you also have Nicki Minaj's backup dancer, Safari, confirming that Amber Rose is in fact telling the truth, and this is how it went down. He put in the blog comments, no cap. Now the reason I say Nicki Minaj said that Amber Rose had to convince Kanye is because of a tribute that Nicki Minaj made to her Monsterverse a couple of years ago.
Okay, cool. Maybe she did convince Kanye. That, like I said, that sounds more believable. But don't say you put her on the track. That just sounds wild. Because ultimately, if this nigga didn't want her on the song, she wouldn't have got on the song. If his final decision was no, it would have been no. So let's stop with the I put her on there. Like, he put her on there ultimately, girl. But sure, you might have convinced him.
Nicki Minaj said
I'll give you that.
7-year anniversary of Monster, Kanye called me to tell me that Jay-Z put a verse on the song and that he was still deciding if he would put the song on his album. It was like an hour call where I tried to convince him let the song stay on the album. He felt his verse would end up being the talk of the album. I said,
it sounds like Nicki convinced
West.
him.
I became the first female rapper to perform at Yankee Stadium on J.M.M. Stadium Tour. When I saw him, Jay-Z said, "When you got so nice?" I said, "I've been nice." Kanye, thank you for being the genius that you are. I fought you every step of the way, but it worked out. He wanted me to add more of that growling monster voice, and I felt it was overkill. He wouldn't give in. In the end, maybe he was right. The song featured Barbie and Roman. China was my stunt double in the video. Due to her assets, of course. Amber Rose had
That's the only time I've ever liked Roman.
Kanye and pushed for him to
on
meet
any
with
of her
me.
songs.
Let me say this again. Amber Rose had spoken highly of me to Kanye, and she pushed Kanye to meet with me. The rest is history. Kanye, J, M, all three of them helped me in some way. Love. So
But still, she gotta stop saying she put you on that track though. Like that's a bit of a reach. Saying you convinced him or you told him about Nicki or you spoke highly of Nicki, that's one thing, but you literally said, "I put her on the track." It's like,
Minaj said herself, Amber Rose, who was Kanye West's girlfriend at the time, convinced him to get in the studio with Nicki, and Kanye West even wanted more from Nicki after he heard what Nicki was able to deliver.
Put a lace front over that.
You also have Kanye West kind of corroborating something else that Amber Rose said in her interview, that Kanye West was upset that Nicki Minaj watched him on his own song. Now, Kanye West actually spoke to Oxford University in 2015, and he also corroborated that he felt like, how did a girl just outdo me on my own song? Kanye West saying this.
This only came through collaboration. One of the most memorable things about my beautiful dark twisted fantasy was Nicki Minaj, and the fact that she kicked on my song on one of the best albums, the best album.
Okay, their laughs is loud as hell. Alright.
Of the past 25 years. That in that the best album.
2 minutes?
5 years.
No.
I spent.
I'm sure she'll summarize.
Here is Kanye West again saying that he got beat by a girl. Kanye literally said, "I was exiled from my country. It was a personal exile, but exile to come back and deliver my magnum opus of work and to be outshined, to be beat by a girl, basically." So Kanye West has a lot to do with his ego. He also sat down with Sirius XM where he tried to make up this story that he took his ego out of it. However, he was still showing that there is a huge misogynistic platform in the music industry and rap itself. Check this out.
When I thought about taking Nicki's verse off of Monster, because I knew people would say that was the best verse on the best hip-hop album of all time, or arguably top 10 albums of all time, right? And I would do all that work, 8 months of work on Dark Fantasy, and people to this day would say to me, "Oh, my favorite thing was Nicki Minaj verse." So if I let my ego get the best of me, instead of letting that girl get the shot to get that platform and become all she could be, I would take it off or marginalize her, try to stop her from having that shining moment.
So although Kanye was saying that he took his ego out of it, I think Kanye's ego has definitely resurfaced over the years. Another thing that I see people talking about...
Girl, he's saying he took his ego out of it in that moment. Doesn't mean his ego is dead forever, for years to come. He's saying in that moment, which I actually agree with him. Because he could have been shady and been like, "Nah, bitch, this verse too fire. You ain't about to outshine me. I ain't putting you on this song." He could have done that. And especially because she was a much smaller artist than she is now. Like, she wasn't nearly as big as she is now. So it was easy for him to be like, actually, I'm not putting this on here. You're not about to outshine me. So I actually commend him for putting her on the song anyway. Because I feel like anybody would feel that way. If you have an artist come on your song and they have clearly the best verse on that song, and this is your song on your album, like, you're gonna feel some type of way. But he put his ego to the side in that moment and still put her on the song, even though she said she had to convince him for an hour on the phone. He still ultimately decided to give her that shine, and I would say that really took her career to the next level. That really got a lot of attention on her when that came out, because people was like, wow, who the fuck is this? Like, this verse is fire. Like, everybody was talking about her verse. So I actually commend him for going forward with that.
Is they are discrediting that Nicki Minaj actually wrote her monster verse. I've seen so many different men and even some women saying Nicki Minaj couldn't have wrote that.
It's clear it's her. It sounds like her up and down.
Nicki Minaj actually sat down with Genius, where she actually explained how she begged Kanye to keep the song on the album. And you also have Rick Ross, who was also in the studio, who says that he gained a lot of respect for Nicki Minaj after he saw Nicki Minaj with his own eyes write her verse. Check this out.
Even at that time, Kanye was a pretty big deal. So I knew I was getting on an album with someone that was a big presence. So I was basically talking to him like, you know, guy, I'm gonna show you something, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wanted to, like, you know, impress him and show out. When I started, and there was really no presence, really, you know? There was a drought. When I came, like, it was a long drought for a long time. Yeah. So it was just like, you know, the rebirth. And I think that song, and that was a moment in time. I've never seen anything like that happen. Yeah. I remember Kanye called me and he said, I know this is good. I know niggas is gonna say this is the best verse of my album. I'm taking a chance by man, you know what I'm saying? And you know, Kanye is so, like, dramatic. He's so colorful the way he talks. And I was like, in my head, I was dying. Like, inside, I was dying because I was like, please don't let this man not put this song on there. Jesus!
Nicki Minaj actually in the studio. She's writing her verse. So I just laid back. And what I actually did was really just me being in the room. I knew the structure of the song, but I just did an intro for it. You know, so Kanye still, you know, flowing his rhymes off.
Nigga, get out.
You know, and that was the day Nicki Minaj earned my respect as a lyricist. Before that day, she was a great entertainer. But for me, with my own two eyes, to get in the studio and see her write her verse, that when I heard and watched her lay it, I knew that was going to be one of the greatest verses of this year.
So as you see, you have two people corroborating that Nicki Minaj wrote her verse. And I think because the verse was so good, this is why people doubt Nicki Minaj. And it's oftentimes so unfortunate. And this is why I say that Nicki Minaj's issue with Kanye West isn't about Cardi B. This, for Nicki Minaj, is the constant fight that she's had with Kanye West to give her that just due credit. And also take his ego out of music and his creative process. Kanye West didn't put out New Body, let's be very clear, because Nicki Minaj washed him on another song. Let's be honest, Kanye West allows his ego to run his career, and oftentimes this is why he is getting into so many lawsuits for unfulfilled promises. He is fighting with people who are on his team. He is promising his fans an album and then not releasing the album until a week later. These are things that are
girl, not a week later. Bye girl. I mean, I do agree with a lot of what she was saying, though. I feel like he definitely does have a huge ego. But like I said, I feel like he did the right thing in keeping her on the verse, because he could have easily knocked her off that song. And the song is even structured in a way to highlight that she has the best verse. Her verse is at the end of the song. And usually that's how it is. The person who has the best verse, they usually come in at the end. Because it's like saving the best for last type shit. So he kept her at the end of the song and accepted defeat. Accepted that she had the best verse and just let it be. And let her get her shine. So I do commend him for that. He put, you know, his ego to the side in that moment and allowed her to have her shine. So, you know, it is what it is. I don't know why Amber felt the need to come forward and speak about this now, though. Even if they're asking her about him, like, girl, you could be like, anyway, I got this and that going on. You don't have to keep speaking on this man years and years later. He's not talking about you, to my knowledge. So, just let it go, girl. But interesting breakdown, though. Very interesting. Y'all let me know what y'all thought. Let me know what other videos you want to watch, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!